In modern management, most managers now think that communication is the most important thing. Effective communication is the most important thing and should be upgraded to one of the main management functions that will determine success to a big extent. I fully agree. And I want to think of communication as brain meeting another brain and eliciting action. Whichever way brains are going to meet does not matter. But by the end of the day, my brain has to meet another brain and elicit action. Why is communication becoming so important? Every function of management will succeed when effective communication works. And again, we are now in an era where organizations have to be so proactive. They have to move with a lot of speed, and that will be determined by how effective communication is. So organizations now have to be organized in such a way that communication flows with a lot of speed, so that brains meet other brains and action should be the thing. Organization that is going to be speedier in reacting will be better. Look at a main function like planning. Excellent strategies will be developed because you have a decision support system that is feeding you with the right information at the right time, and that will help you to create better strategies. So how the information flows in is very, very important to decision making. Without proper flow of information and better communication, then again, understanding premises of planning when they're changing, that's when you find organization will be staying so much on a relevant premise because the flow of communication in the organization is lacking. Look at product development. Look at relevance in every other thing. In fact, most products become irrelevant because communication delayed, right thing was not developed at the right time, right action, right decision was not taken at the right time. So a central function like planning and decision making will not work without proper communication and proper communication channels. Then look at leadership. Every function, every successful leader must be an excellent communicator, and ability to make other people understand what he has in his mind and his intent is very, very important. Strategy makers will not understand what he has in his mind unless he can communicate it effectively. So communication again is the core to leadership, and that is also the core to strategizing, which now becomes core to planning. So without effective communication, you are going nowhere. Then look at the function of control. For you to have control systems which are working, then you have to have excellent feedback, and excellent feedback is an element of communication. So without organization having flowing and speedier ways of communicating, where minds can meet each other so fast, then your controls will not be working. And once your controls fail, then every other thing fails. So it's very, very important that controls work. And for controls to work, monitoring and evaluation can only work because of right feedback and because information is received. Then look at directing and inspiring and motivating. All that without excellent communication one-on-one, then again it's not working. And then the learning going on, there as a result of people are able to communicate. And communication also is challenged a lot. There are a lot of barriers to communication, but one thing I want to say, communication is heavily psychologically laden. So attitudes will really, really affect it. So when attitudes are wrong in any organization, then communication suffers. My brain will not meet your brain because my attitudes are wrong towards you. And once my attitudes are wrong towards you, then we cannot relate. Then because we cannot relate, then we cannot bond. Because we cannot bond, then we can't work as a team. Then work processes suffer, and work teams suffer because of communication suffers. So I agree with the managerial thinkers who are thinking that communication is the centerpiece or is the core of managing properly. And now, organization that is going to deliver a blue strategy must make sure that it's allowing faster and better effective communication to move on so that it can achieve a blue strategy.